Hello, people. How you doing? I was just sitting here watching some TikTok stuff, and it just swelled up something in my spirit. I'm just gonna come on here and say it, man. Mr. President Donald Trump, I want to meet you so bad. Mainly to apologize face to face for allowing the media to influence my opinion of you. I've been digging and doing my research, man. So many hidden things that they hid that you were doing. If you run again, you have my vote this time. I'm not a media puppet anymore. I see. So, Mr. President Donald Trump, and oh yeah, if you see my boy, you know who you sat down and had lunch with. Think about it, you'll know who I'm talking about, if you even see this. I want to meet him too. I really don't know too much about anything except for the last 3 months, 4 months. His doings now have caused me to take an interest. Your doings now, your doings then. Yeah. I wish you had stayed president 2 terms. Shoot. 4. Now, please, people on TikTok, don't give me no hell for saying this. I really don't give a damn if you do, but man, if y'all knew some of the things that I know, some of you already do about the president we just had and the president we have now, you'd be trying to go to another country somewhere. Mr. President Donald Trump, may God protect and bless you. Deuces. That means peace, in case you didn't know.
So, okay, some of you guys know that I have a PhD in sociology, and some of you know that I'm also a woo-woo person who has always believed that sometime in my lifetime I would experience a global transformation of human consciousness. I don't know why I always believed that. I just always believed it, and that's part of why I studied sociology. So what I am is somebody who has woo-woo ideas and tries to test them scientifically. And I believe that we may be on the brink of, some authors have called it a kind of epidemic of awakening, that individuals may actually come into a state that is more enlightened and therefore create a better society than we've ever seen before. That is not what seems to be happening. If you have checked the news at all, it kind of seems to be going the other way. But very often, it is at the extreme of one system that another system comes in. Like in Confucianist China, which was very rigid, you got the Taoists coming in to talk about a way of thinking that was incredibly fluid. So sometimes it's like shooting an arrow. When you pull way back in one direction, it shoots things forward in an opposite direction. So here's what I think is going to happen, and it pertains to you, so please listen. The way our society is structured right now is like a pyramid. Here is a pyramid that I made myself out of sugar cubes. And it represents the power structures that come from the ability to force, to amass wealth, to kill, to harm, to dominate. And this is the type of social structure that's been in existence all over the world for recorded history, okay? The more powerful, brutal, violent people take all the stuff, they get to the top, they get power, wealth, and status, and the people at the bottom end up growing the grain to feed the monarchs, and they starve, and they're miserable. And every society has pretty much been that way. Powerful elite at the top, miserable working poor at the bottom. And the sad thing is that when you go to revolution to overthrow it, which has happened all over the world in many places, many times, you get this awful thing where it just creates another pyramid. So when I was in China studying right after the Cultural Revolution, they used to have a joke. They'd say, you know, under capitalism, humans exploit other humans. But under communism, it's the other way around. Not so great. Like the communists didn't do any better a job than the landlords who came before them. So everybody has always known that there's something unfair and wrong about this, but everyone wants to get to the top. And right now we have a society of people who are desperately trying to get to the top, just like they always have. And it seems to me like it's getting weirder and more sordid and more awful. And I think a lot of you have been feeling that way. That's what I see on Facebook. That's what I see when I talk to people. So as a sociologist who believes in a transformation of consciousness, all my life I've been thinking, what would an enlightened society look like? Like if everyone was awake, what would it look like? What would the structure be? And what I came up with was it would be like this. It's just a pool of water. Yeah, I'd colored it blue for you. So everything is completely equal, and every person is represented not as by their place on the pyramid, but by a stream of energy that flows into the pool, and it creates that ring of concentric circles of waves that go out. So everybody has waves of energy that come out from them, and everyone's wave energy interacts, and sometimes like one high energy meets a low energy and they cancel each other out. Sometimes two waves meet and they create something called constructive interference, where the goodness really goes beyond what either could accomplish on its own. So I thought, okay, this is it. It's a perfectly still flat pool, and we're all energy flowing into it, and our impact has to do with how authentic we are, how much of ourselves, our real selves, we are putting into this pool of goodness. And for a long time, I had the two in my head, and I thought, how do you turn a pyramid into a pool? How do you turn a pyramid into a pool? How do we turn this crazy, grubby, grimy, horrifying thing that is the power structure into something clean and clear and good? And then one day I realized all along the pyramid has been in the pool. The pool has been forming around it. So here's what's happening, okay? You've got a group of people becoming enlightened, and they're below everyone else. They're lower than the rest of the pyramid. They are not coming in and winning. But from the bottom up, they are slowly dissolving the power structure. And the people who dissolve first, who give up the old way of being first, are the ones who have the least to lose. So they're on the bottom. They just absorb the people around them because they are made of inclusion and love. There is no conquering in this. The pool doesn't destroy the pyramid, it includes it. And it makes it into something clear and fluid and sweet. And the people at the very top of the pyramid are the last ones to know what is going to happen. This will not be a revolution, this transformation. It will be a dissolution. It will be an inclusion. And how do we bring it about? We dissolve the rigid power structures, the fear-based, needy, hungry, violent parts of ourselves. We dissolve that into the sweetness. And we do it by reaching inward to the heart instead of obeying the ego. In Asia, they say the mind is a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. And the heart is the master that the mind should be serving. How does the mind serve the heart? One word, art. Well, a number of ways, but art is the primary one. There are certain people who breathe in their own authenticity. They go inside, they dissolve the obstacles to their own clarity, their own illumination. And then they find a way after that inhale to breathe out their message, their light, their energy to more and more people. And the people around them start to dissolve and become more like that. That's what happened around Jesus. That's what happened around Buddha. That's what happened around Gandhi and Martin Luther King. It happens. It happens. Okay? So I know some people that I've talked to are really discouraged. It's like, why should we make art? Everything's falling apart. I want you to listen to a quote from Toni Morrison. She wrote this in a self-described very dark mood after George Bush the second was elected for the second time, and she was feeling really down. And she wrote, "This is precisely the time when artists go to work. There is no time for despair. There is no place for self-pity, no need for silence, no room for fear. We speak, we write, we do language. That is how civilizations heal." And may I add, that is how civilizations become clear and equal and sweet and inclusive. So I'm trying to do it. I was talking to my friend Liz Gilbert about how we've always used language to go in and find our hearts and clear the space in ourselves. And it's like an inhale, and then the exhale is how many souls can we touch with sweetness, with kindness, with equality, with love. And we're doing a writing course on that. You can see it in the link under the video. And this is part of what it means. This is all of what it means for me to change the world right now. This is what came to me. What's coming to you? Breathe in, find yourself, find your truth, become clear, and then watch all the rigidity in you dissolve, and then be that, and watch the people around you begin to lose their own rigidity and join you in this fluid oneness that is a transformed society. I hope this helps, and I'll see you on the internet.
They can go and get fucked. Never am I going to submit to Freemasonic institutions that are full of child rapists.
In the fourth industrial revolution, it's a fact that the winners take it all. So if you are first, you are the winners. If you are first mover, you are the winners.
They put the bed on, mate. We didn't put the bed on.
So if you are first, you are the winners.
They put the bed on, mate. We didn't put the bed on.
You are the winners.
But soon, at least some corporations and governments will be able to systematically hack all the people. We want the lot. We want the fucking lot. They put the bed on. Mate. We didn't put the bed on. You can't play a game of cards with me, mate. You can't play a game of cards with Como John, mate. And if you say, righto, there's a $500 bet on the table, Como John, and you know, it's for all that 500 for Mother Earth, that's what the $500. And I say, okay, well, there's my 500, I called you. And then you put down 2 kings and 2 tens. And I put down 2 kings and 2 jacks. You can't say, oh, there's $50, I'm taking the other $450 off the table. No way! No. I want everything. Every stinking thing that they've stolen off. I want all of this, free energy system. I want all these medical cures. I want all this new physics, new science. I want all of our history that they've hidden from us. I want the fucking lot, and I'll choke these motherfuckers within an inch of their lives to get it. Listen to me, mate. There ain't any fucking bigger haters on this planet than old communists, mate. I am telling you now. Now listen. The only 2 things you need to know about me is, 1, can I fight? Yes, I can. I can really fight.
Number two, whose side am I? Who am I fighting for? Well, I'm fighting for my God, and I'm hoping my God's the same as your God, and let's go to war for him, all right? That's it. That's it. We're going to win it. We are going to win it. These bastards are in a spiral.
For the world at large, normalcy only returns when we've largely vaccinated the entire global population. Well, this won't be the last pandemic that we face. So we'll have to prepare for the next one. That, I'd say is, will get attention this time.
They can go and get fucked.
Ricardo, I think I can grab a quick chat.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're here leading a march. You've left the Russian consulate. Tell us, why are you leading this march? What are you here for?
Well, a few reasons. The Russians are fighting the Khazarian mafia in their homeland. They're cutting the head off the snake of the group that has been destroying this planet for generations.
What does that have to do with Australia today, here and now?
Because they control this country like they control everywhere else, and the Russians, along with many other nations and many other militaries, are actually fighting a subterranean war to exterminate vermin from the planet.
How does that relate to the anti-mandate message that so many are speaking about today?
Because the mandates in COVID are just one part of a larger scheme to depopulate the planet. We have been robbed, we have been raped, we have been killed for generations. And the mandate, directed by the government and enforced by the police and provided for by the big pharma, have been exterminating the people. It's all part of the same plan.
Many of your former colleagues, previously of the Ozcons and many others, don't share the same views that you're speaking about today. In fact, they decry them and condemn them. Does that make you think twice about the path that you're on?
No, if they could read and write, took their heads out of their backsides, they would see for themselves. As we have said from the very beginning, do your own research, folks. As I've said many times, don't trust me. Make up your own mind. But read your own work.
Do you really think these messages have enough broad appeal in order to win a seat to try and achieve some change?
Oh, you betcha. Are you kidding? The four majors, and you can throw Palmer's fifth party in that as well, the fetid carcasses are falling apart, and they know it. It's all coming down. These people are fast asleep. They have injected themselves and their kids, and they're going to be crying. These are the ones that wanted us jailed. And we always said it's a free choice. They wanted us jailed, they wanted us in concentration camps, they wanted our rights removed from us. Yet here we are, hoping that we are wrong. I would be more than happy. I would be ecstatic to be proven absolutely wrong, because what it means is the people aren't dying. But guess what? To go from 50,000, 60,000 live births to 5, and they can't figure out why? Ladies and gentlemen of Australia, ladies and gentlemen of the world, look at the data for yourselves. And if you can't work it out, it's on you. But we are happy to be wrong, but guess what? We're right.
Last one, what are your plans next? What are you doing next? What's next after this?
Well, we get into Parliament, and then we provide evidence of crime committed by the polity, the judiciary, the bureaucracy and the constabulary. The whole purpose of this campaign is to get in, reveal evidence of crime, and we've given ourselves 6 months to do it. And in 6 months, we'll be in a position to show so much evidence of crime the people of New South Wales will stand up and demand the electoral system be cleaned up and a free and fair election be held so we can actually get back to governing ourselves.
Thanks for your time, Ricardo.
Thank you so much.